Yeah.
We are recording.
I am now recording.
Ethan?
Is Ethan? I think he's
Did we lose Ethan?
No, he's just muted right now.
Oh, we didn't even get started recording.
No, he did. I was like, I think Ethan might be. I'm crocheting right now, so like I looked up and I was like, oh, Ethan's muted. Never mind. I was like, oops, sorry, my bad.
Wow, we got so far into the recording before we lost somebody.
This hasn't happened.
Negative 10 seconds in.
Oh, I've been playing Pokemon because I got the new DLC that came out recently. So after doing the presentation, I was like, I'm gonna play some Pokemon after my exams are done. I swear to God. And then I bought the DLC, which is unfortunately very expensive, but it is very fun because it's like an additional game on top of it as well. So like you get more plot. You get like a 2-parter plot, and it's like you're following this kid around, and am I doing this right? I'm trying to remember how to crochet. I don't know how to crochet. I'm not paying attention. I can't crochet and talk at the same time. I'm not going to do that. Sorry. But it's really cool. You do like a little exchange because this game, the Violet and Scarlet, takes place at like an academy, and you're doing this like treasure hunt project for your class because you also get to attend classes and stuff, which like you deepen the bond with your professors and all that kind of stuff, which is fun. And after I did that, like
Pokemon
I did the Elite Four.
Yandere Sim.
Yandere Sim. You know what? It kind of felt like that for a little bit. Like the setup. I mean, it's like a very like typical like posh like school setup, not like Japanese school setup. Like not really much in that region, but like it's an interesting setup. It has the same like courtyard from Yandere Simulator.
Does it really?
Yeah, it kind of does. Like the lead up to it, I was like, oh well, there's okay.
I don't know that much about that game. I remember Markiplier playing it like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I know it's still not done as far as I know. The dev is a lunatic.
Yeah, I was gonna say the dev got got a lot of allegations of like pedophilia.
He did make a game called Yandere Sim, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, not exactly a big shocker, but
yeah.
It's still not fun either way.
The signs were there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, Ethan's back.
Wait.
Did you get yourself a hot chocolate? Yeah, we can hear you.
It wasn't... So if I'm this is probably really fucking loud. Yeah, they're not speaking. Okay, it wasn't going for a second. I thought I unplugged it from my computer.
Back the fuck up.
Whoa, man, stay back. Pepper spray. Wait, what was it again? Oh, whoa, man, you're way too close. Pepper spray. That one?
Oh, what are you... I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of what it is.
Don't know where it's like actually from, but...
I don't remember what that's from.
No memento.
Maybe it's not from anything. It might just be a meme. I don't remember.
EP4. Can you believe this is episode 4?
Yeah, it's coming along.
Start recording.
I'm back.
We're all recording?
Yes.
I am
now recording.
I might leave
3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Might leave in the Yandere Sim conversation.
Which you won't have any of my audio for, but that's fine.
That's
just
fine, you
thoughts
weren't
of
talking.
cum chalice.
I'm gonna
send.
of this.
I'm gonna send Ray the image of the guy holding the cum chalice, and you can put Connor into that.
I'm sorry, the who doing what?
Ray is gonna get the cum chalice photo.
Oh, why am I getting it?
What is the cum
chalice? So you have
chalice?
a reference to draw. You don't know what you were talking about yonder.
For this video specifically, that's what you mean?
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I think.
How did you not?
I haven't. I don't know anything about Yandere Sim. I just.
You should have actually no. Never mind.
I watched Markiplier
play
like 10 years ago. That's about it.
PewDiePie also played it.
I never really watched him.
I didn't. Oh, okay. The only playthrough that I think like is definitely worth watching is Facade, which is this really weird like type to speak kind of game, and you have
Facade
to like.
Is.
Yeah, that one. Oh, so good. It was very funny.
It's weird.
Because like it's very strange. Like melon is a weird trigger word that gets you kicked out like immediately. Amazing, awesome.
There we go. Cum chalice has been posted.
Oh yeah, I hadn't seen that picture. Yeah.
You've seen this image before.
I wish I hadn't, but I've definitely seen it.
Is that actually? Yeah. Is that actually like semen?
That's I have no idea.
It looks like milk, so I'm
Complete
kind of like
50-50 chance.
It might be a bit. You know what? Maybe it's a 50-50 of cum and milk.
Cum cup.
Stop.
Top text, bottom text.
Cum.
Oh, I hate it. Thank you.
All right, we ready? I'm gonna hit. Well, I mean, I'm already recording, but
I
we're all recording.
Hit it, champ.
Yeah.
We're all recording.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Hello, everyone, and God damn it, Ray.
I meant to say I assume so. You know what?
Stepped on, idiot.
Okay, I'm done. So sorry.
That was the worst possible timing.
I'm so sorry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Don't Even Get Me Started, a podcast about presentations about stuff. My name is Connor, also known as CJSiev. With me are my co-hosts. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Ray, scumbag number 1.
And I'm Ethan, scumbag number 2. Now, I'm not going to say... Actually, those probably exist. Hold on. I'm getting a Thing 1, Thing 2 shirt with scumbag written on them.
The public library has shirt printing stuff.
It does.
I've been meaning to go there to get a shirt that says "Birds Aren't Real." Just in like Comic Sans, little white font in the middle of my shirt.
Oh my God.
No, like a default Arial font is the way you gotta do it.
Oh, that's much better.
Wingdings.
Can I pay for you to make me one as well?
Birds. If I make it, I will make one for you.
Thank you so much.
Yo, merch coming soon for the pod.
Hell yeah.
Where can you find it? Redbubble.
Tell your friends about the show and then give us money and then we'll make merch. Money first, shirt later.
We'll only do it for a promise of profit.
Yeah. Anyways, how are you guys? How are you doing today?
Oh, fine, dandy. I'm thinking about the cum chalice now. I was thinking about Farming Simulator, but now it's all filled with thoughts of Yandere Dev.
It's all come together.
Shut up, Ray.
That was an accident. I'm good. I went out to town today, and now I'm currently crocheting, but I'm crocheting with like a really tiny needle, so like my hands are getting sore. So I'm watching, like I can watch and crochet at the same time. It's an immaculate skill one can obtain. I'm good.
Nice.
How are you?
It is mid-final season for me. I'm taking a break from doing math. I'm so tired. Christmas is in less than a week and I'm still doing finals.
Oh my God, it is.
My last final is 2 days before Christmas. Oh yeah, when you're listening to this, dear listener, we're recording this way before you're hearing it. It's before Christmas. This is not coming out till the new year sometime.
You ain't gonna do it.
No, I'm not. Normally it would come out like next week.
Come out, you say?
I'm not. Yeah, podcast is gay. This wouldn't come out till probably next week, but that is Christmas Day, so it is not coming out that day.
Yeah, I don't think.
No one's gonna listen to that.
I would be the only listener. To be honest, I probably would listen to it.
Fair enough.
I would.
Like I always do.
Do you actually go back and listen to them?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I know Ethan does.
Yeah, I listened to the last one, like the one from last week, just this morning, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't too, like, I was like, okay, I need to turn down my mic because my mic is getting really loud, or like I'm getting really loud, so I wanted to hear what I should change and like improve and stuff like that. And also I just want to watch my own presentation again.
I do play with your sound a little bit. Like when you laugh really loud, it absolutely peaks the audio, so I gotta fix that. It's not that hard, but it's borderline impossible to set the levels to not do that.
I know, that's a me problem, which is fine. I'll figure it out.
No, don't even worry about it. I will fix it. I'm not perfect with audio leveling. I'm doing my best. I am but one man doing. I usually edit these really late at night, so I'm tired.
Yeah, for retrospect, Connor's the one that does all the work in this podcast. We just kind of show up and do presentations, and Connor's like, all right, I guess I gotta go.
I have definitely
back into the gremlin
put work into producing a slideshow. There's labor there. I will not have this erased.
I mean the post-production work, not the pre-production work.
This time you have put effort into the pre-production.
This time I did everything. I'm presenting.
This time he did
Especially
my
during your
episode.
peak of...
I'm the special boy today.
Me.
All me. This episode's all about me.
Damn, okay. Calm down. I'm kidding. But also, I've never heard you so...
Okay.
I don't know what the word is.
I don't know either.
There we go. We're both at a crossroad.
All right. Well, that's enough small talk. The contractual obligation's been fulfilled. So why don't we get started today? So today's presentation is about the mysterious case of the Piltdown Man. And I've asked both of you this question before, but I'm asking it again for the audio listeners, and also in case something has changed. Do you guys know what this is? I know I've mentioned it, but how much do you guys know going into this?
Absolutely.
It's not going to change my presentation either way. I'm genuinely curious.
I know nothing. All I'm thinking about is Otzi, the murder victim on the top of a mountain that was mummified. That's all I'm thinking about. It's probably something similar. It's a mummy you found that's probably like a corpse and was murdered or something.
Hang on. I think I know.
You know what I mean by Otzi?
I'm pretty sure. I'm just Googling a picture.
Like Foz?
Yep, the Iceman. Yep, that was exactly what I was thinking.
The guy with the arm across. He died in a weird way that I really liked mimicking as a child for some reason.
Family Guy death pose.
Like
literally Family Guy death pose. It's almost exactly the Family Guy death pose. I hate the way he died now. This sucks.
I've seen many pictures. I've known what this is for a long time. I had a little book about archaeology when I was a kid, and he was in there.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I had lots of dinosaur and archaeology books. I'm normal and neurotypical.
I'm getting a.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Neurotypical. Sorry, my bad.
Of course, I'm getting a bookshelf for all my books.
Nice.
I need more bookshelf space.
I need more space for my many bionicles.
Of course.
You need more than space for just your bionicles.
I will be entombed in my bionicles forever and my Lego. I gotta get that new Ghost set. Oh, and the new Lego Ideas got revealed, and I'm so pissed about it. This is unrelated.
What is it?
We could have gotten...
No, keep going.
We could have gotten Shrek. We could have gotten Brooklyn
Nine-Nine. Very topical.
There was a portal gun. There was... what was the other one that I was really into? Oh, yeah, it was the Bionicle Tribute set. It was like the Toa-head statue. That one was really cool. There was a couple others that were sick. But no, we got fucking Twilight.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So over.
Yeah, we'll
be
soon.
I'm getting that.
And we got
getting that.
There was a botanical garden.
I'm gonna have to call you
set.
the F slur again.
You're part of that. You're part of the problem, Ray.
No. You guys have never seen Twilight. I will actually, it's on my list. Twilight. It's gonna be on my next few presentations. Probably, I'm gonna do one about Twilight, and it probably will be a few-parter.
The episode that'll mysteriously get corrupted. I'm kidding. I won't do that.
You invited me to this podcast, and you're gonna besmirch me like that?
No, the whole point was so we could talk about this stuff. We were already having these discussions before we recorded them.
Yeah.
But I'm so mad at Lego Ideas. The other set, there was like 70 applications, and they picked 2. The other one was a botanical garden set. That one is cool, especially if they make it into modular scale, but which I think they will. But it's so very similar to a Friends set that came out this year, which is pretty cool for a Friends set. This will be much bigger and minifig scaled, but I won't get it because I don't have that kind of money or space. But I'm so mad. This is like the 5th or 6th Portal set that they've teased me with. Like they've done one Portal set before, the little Dimensions pack. You already know I have that. But I'm so mad. That Chell minifigure is one of my favorite minifigures of all time.
And you'll never get it.
I have it.
Oh, right.
I forgot. I just said that.
He literally just said he had it.
Sorry,
that's fine.
It just sort of fucking flatlined my brain for a second.
Did you have your morning hot chocolate?
The breakfast hot chocolate?
What?
Breakfast today was a handful of Jube Jubes.
Oh my god.
Very healthy.
Yeah.
I think that might be lunch too. We'll see here in a second if I just sprint away from the computer.
It's been... How long have you been awake for?
It is 3:30, Ethan.
That's me.
I went to go get gifts at like 10, and I did it all in about an hour. I'm very proud of myself because yesterday was a big bust for GIFs. We made it.
Damn. Well,
do you have all your GIFs then?
I'm glad you made it.
That was very intelligible.
That was very intelligible.
You know what? That gives me all I need. It's fine with me.
We're good to go. Yep.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Amazing.
Let's get back to the topic here. 20 minutes into the episode.
Dead guy.
So this is the Piltdown Man skull. So it's not complete. The kind of dark stuff towards the base of the skull, sorry audio listeners, is what's real. It's about 9 pieces, a couple teeth, base of the jawbone, kind of the base of the cranium, and a little bit towards the orbit. This is a black and white photo, but the actual fossil is sort of reddish. There will be color photos later, but most of them are in black and white. But the most interesting thing about it is that it's a complete hoax. This is fake.
I mean, I was about to add, I'm like, damn, you made up most of the important stuff on the front there, huh?
Yeah. So this skull, I've been debating whether to drop that information at the beginning or to drop it at the later in the episode, but I think it makes more sense for the context to know that it's fake. It would
have been really fun to drag our sorry asses through this whole thing.
I was gonna say I would have been 100% convinced, and when you revealed it, I would be like, oh,
yeah, but
are you fucking serious?
I think, well, you'll know very shortly that it is fake when we start getting into where it was found and stuff.
Fantastic.
So excited.
And I figured for context, it actually makes sense to keep that in the back of your head, but it would have been funnier the other way. But also, some dweeb would probably go into the comments and not listen to the whole episode.
Actually,
the Piltdown Man skull is proven a fake. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know, buddy.
I said it.
If you listened, 5 more minutes. But
I love the commenters clearly didn't watch the video. Go to the comments of my dinosaur movie video, and it's all people being. I put in the thumbnail the words "the worst dinosaur movie?" ? And it's all people in the comments going like, it's not the worst one, actually, you're an asshole. Like, I say directly in the video that it's not. I also said like right up top that like I don't care about scientific accuracy in this movie, and there's so many comments that are like, it's a children's movie, don't worry about accuracy, you nerd. I'm like, I don't care. I said in the video I don't care.
I said the thing. Reading comprehension, top tier, actual listening skills in the ditch, in the dirt, in the fucking ditch.
Hate comments absolutely make me laugh.
You've become such a famous YouTuber now that you're getting those comments. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, go to the comments of my Fudgy Wudgy Fudge Face video. Comedy gold.
I'm afraid to see that one.
Absolutely fucking hilarious comment section. It's funnier than the video. It's just people yelling at me for not liking a terrible movie. It's
slandering the good word of whoever directed that.
Harlan Williams.
Thank you.
What is it? C-tier movies have like a very
this is well below C-tier.
Okay.
I've seen this movie maybe more than any other human being on the planet, which is concerning.
Fantastic.
I saw it, so I watched it with, I guess I can say his name. I watched it with Andrew, who has his own podcast that I've been on.
Oh yeah.
I watched it with him. Then I had to watch it again to take notes. Then while I'm editing it, I have to watch it like 4 times. And then I think it was like Halloween weekend. I was hanging out with him and one of our other friends. Actually, I can say
another friend didn't see it.
I don't know if I can say his name or not, but yeah, we mentioned it, and Andrew and I looked at each other. It's like, God damn it, we gotta watch this shit again. Now we gotta watch this.
It's funny that you guys are like, oh, we have to watch this again. And your friend's like, oh no.
Oh no, neither of us wanted to watch it. It was not a good night.
It was necessary. It was sort of like a civic duty.
There's a what's his name? Howie Mandel has a video where he talks to the creator of the movie about the movie, and they watch like the trailer on YouTube or whatever, and you see in the sidebar my video. So there's a.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. Yeah. I think I've told Ethan about this, but
you told me about this. Yeah. We've discussed Fudgy Wudgy Fudge Face video.
Yeah.
Can you put it in like the video right now? When you're editing, and just being like, "This is the proof."
I'll put a link later or something.
You've missed like you've missed like you're like 3 for 3 on misses on things you were supposed to edit in and post by now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know I am. Sometimes I'll just cut out things you tell me to put in. I'm just like, I don't feel like it.
I don't know what that is.
You gotta.
Like,
You gotta cover it up.
That's that editor hack. If you don't want to edit something in that you're
just remove it.
Person you're working for, yeah, just remove it.
Oh no,
there's no proof. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
There's no proof.
But yeah, there's a very good chance that the creator of that movie has seen my video. He's at least seen the thumbnail. So, anyways, let's get back into. This is going to be a really off-topic episode.
Okay, before. No.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask. You said before we went on a tangent about Fudgy Budgy Fudge Face, you said where this skull was found. Just let me know when you reveal it, because I want to hit you with some guesses.
It'll be very obvious. Or, well, you know what? Just hit me with the guesses now. I won't confirm or deny any of them.
Like
I'm just
where
curious.
the skull was found?
Yeah.
It's like under the Tower of London. Like I think it's like right in fucking England or some shit.
Yeah, correct. Actually, it is in England.
Oh my god!
We'll get back to that later.
Guess,
but
oh my god, I was gonna say like, okay, I'm gonna make my guess and like pull a Donald Trump and say it's in Wakanda.
Yep.
Do you guys remember?
Did he
say
really?
that?
Yeah, there was an interview where he's like, this of Wakanda, and everyone's like, the fictional like country in Africa from the Avengers universe, like.
It's like, okay, yeah. Well, I don't expect much from him. I don't know how much you expect from him.
I don't either.
I will say, there is one episode of Chapo's Trap House that I listened to where they just had an interview where he got really excited talking about a Broadway production of Phantom of the Opera.
Are you serious?
It's like the only time I've heard genuine joy from Donald Trump. Apparently he really likes musical theater.
I respect
another reason why I don't like it.
I hate music.
Yeah, he definitely went down the wrong like life path in real estate. His dad should just let him be a gay theater director.
Oh my god, I would love that.
It's
alternate timeline.
That alternate universe is the one where everything's good, actually.
It's like where Hitler went to art school. And
actually,
why couldn't the Flash be about that?
Keeping Hitler in art school.
Wasn't that's in like the Teen Titans movie? I think there's like the Teen Titans Go movie. Yeah. They go and kill Hitler. I don't know if that's like right. I feel like I've seen a clip of that.
They push Bruce Wayne's parents into the street.
Yeah,
where he gets murdered, so he becomes Batman.
They gotta.
They go through and they like blow up Krypton. They force Cyborg to get turned into Cyborg or whatever. I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen that clip.
I didn't see it either.
They had to like reset a timeline or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something like that.
Teen Titans Go gets a bad rap. That show's fucking hilarious.
It's actually quite good.
It's so
Okay,
funny.
unfortunately, I started with Go, which makes it kind of made it harder to watch the original, but the original in itself is already like really, really good as well.
They're two completely different shows.
They are like they're not the same universe. Like this is the multiverse of Teen Titans.
Teen Titans Go will teach you how to evade taxes. Like literally, there are multiple episodes where they just tell you how to do that.
There's multiple episodes where they die and then they come back to life and it's not explained. Like there's so much of it.
It's funny.
It's horrible.
They trick Robin into going into a room because he thinks his parents are going to be in there. His parents are dead, by the way. It's like, it's your mom and dad. We found them. They're in the next room.
Amazing.
I love Teen Titans Go. It's hilarious.
Crack when they made that show. Anyway, speaking of Teen Titans Go, the origins of human evolution.
So a little bit of context is required before we go into it. So, it is the very early 1900s, and ideas about evolution and life in general are changing. In 1959, Darwin proposed natural selection and the theory of evolution. And about this time, most scientists are kind of realizing that he might have had a point and wasn't just a depraved lunatic. There was another guy that proposed this as well. Wallace, I believe his name is.
He was a depraved lunatic.
He was that is true. He got onto a boat and looked at birds a lot. He was a crazy person.
Why does that make you delusional?
He was also like a recluse who had like a series of mirrors from his office in the back of his house to his front door to see who was knocking.
Did he actually?
Again, what's the problem?
I think that was Darwin.
I actually didn't know that.
Sounds like a very Darwin thing. Oh, classic Darwin.
So Darwin also wrote a book, which is pictured in the top right there, called The Descent of Man, which at the time, people really hated that. For a while, because at this time, religion and science were very much intertwined. They hated that. But by the time we get to the early 1900s, people were starting to realize he had a point. Humans are not special, and we evolve, which is something some people still haven't learned about. But we're not going to get into that. Don't yell at me in the comments. So by this time, we had discovered Neanderthals and Homo erectus.
Donate to our Patreon for the Ark Encounter episode.
Oh my god!
Go there live.
We might do that.
If we ever make a Patreon, I volunteer to run it because I don't trust Connor to try.
You don't want funds? That sounds like something someone who wanted to steal all the funds would say. I'm going to be honest.
I don't trust you money
laundering.
I guess.
I forgot it. Sorry, I forgot that it had. I thought it was another. I know it's a type of social media, but it's also, I forgot that it's like funded too. Okay, never mind. I don't want to do it anymore.
It's just a feed where like people give you money.
I'm aware.
We don't have a Patreon, listeners, by the way, but I don't know. Just put a check in the mail for me. I don't know.
Just email us at I actually don't know our email.
I don't remember it either off the top of my head. It's listed in the YouTube somewhere, I think. So at this time, Homo erectus was found, but it wasn't really super well known about. We didn't actually call it Homo erectus. It was called Pythecana. No. I have it written down here. I don't know how to say this. Pythecanothropus erectus. Probably mispronouncing that. This was not accepted as a human ancestor until the 40s, where it was renamed to be Homo erectus. This picture here in the bottom left, this is the original Neanderthal skeleton found in Neander Valley in Germany. And this one was sort of being considered as, this is distinctly different than humans, or than modern Homo sapiens.
Very human.
But very similar. So they were starting to realize Darwin had a point. So it's important to note that at this point, anthropology was being done primarily done by rich white European dudes, especially in England, who really wanted the birthplace of humanity to be in Europe, especially England. So keep in mind, this is the early 1900s. World War I is on the horizon, and they weren't getting along. So what a great boast of nationalism it would be to determine that, like, fuck you, Germany, we were actually the first.
Rather than Germany.
Which has the actual fossils at this point. For the record, humans are not from Germany. They're from Africa, but that idea was just starting to get floated around. But they really didn't like that.
Europeans gonna say that shit.
Yeah, like this is something that still happens. Zimbabwe, for example, has these huge ancient structures that to like the 60s, European archaeologists just could not fathom that archaeologists built this, that indigenous peoples built that. No shit, they built it. Like, they're still built. They built hundreds of those things. Like, they absolutely built it. And that's not the only example either, but that's just a really good example. All right, so enter Charles Dawson. This is him in the top. We'll come back to who he is more specifically.
Why did you say it's so like Joe-like? Like Dawson. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Ethan, you could do the impression better than me.
You think he said it like Joe Swanson from Family Guy?
I did.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah, you did.
I'm a paleo-anthropologist.
Hey, Peter, I found this human skull.
Hey, Lois, this reminds me of the time I completely screwed up anthropology for decades.
What?
Hey, so
you not to do that.
Old Charles here allegedly found the Piltdown skull in 1908. A workman in a gravel pit in Sussex, Piltdown, Sussex, apparently found it. They thought it was a fossilized coconut when they gave it to him, allegedly.
Carried here by an unladen swallow, I believe.
Yeah. African or European?
Good question. Working on that one.
But yeah, allegedly that was where they found it and what they thought it was. So Dawson was a renowned fossil hunter who did frequent this site. Lots of stuff was actually found in this site, like throughout time.
Real stuff, yeah.
But so it wasn't impossible that they found the skull. I mean, it was, but at the time we were like, maybe. So there were also some simple hand tools associated with it. These are them in the bottom right. They don't really look like much. They're just simple kind of hand axes. There's also something that is often described as a cricket bat shape, which I believe is this one here. I couldn't really find any great photos of it other than this drawing. I was kind of thought to be a club. I don't actually know what it actually was. I couldn't really find any great description on what it actually was. But it was there. Next slide here. Did I miss anything? Hang on, I got my notes in my other window here. Yeah. So the skull itself was described as Eoanthropus dawsoni, meaning Dawson's Dawn Man. And like I said earlier, consisted of 9 pieces, mostly cranium, jawbone, and a couple of teeth. This in the middle here is the actual picture. So you can see it's this kind of reddish brown. Ooh, hang on.
That's the one we were looking at kind of earlier.
Yes.
Where you were talking about the reddish brown on the first.
This is just not all laid out onto the skull. Yeah. So they figured out it had probably a slightly smaller brain size than modern humans, probably bipedal, based on kind of where everything lines up. I don't believe the foramen magnum, which is the hole where your spine attaches into, is on this, which that's usually the dead giveaway, but based on some other stuff, you can figure it out. They did also apparently find another skull, which was composed of 3 fragments and was found in 1915. It was found about 2 miles away. This skull is undocumented.
Amazing.
Apparently they found it and they used it as evidence for proof the original was real, but I could not find anything else on it.
Now, Connor, can I see this skull?
I can't find a single picture of it.
No, don't. Yeah,
never
sorry.
say never.
It's in storage. It's really delicate. Sorry, you can't see it.
But they used it as evidence to be like, yep, it's real, but they didn't really talk that much about it.
Nobody else has seen it other than those people.
Yep.
It's like, can I believe you?
Exactly.
I don't know, man. Science is kind of sus.
Acceptance. So, the skull was taken...
love Monsters vs. Aliens, too. That's the best show ever.
I haven't seen it in so long. I don't know where to find it, but I miss it so bad.
The movie or the show?
Seth Rogen, Slime Boy.
The movie. Oh, I've never seen the show.
There is a show.
Movie.
It's weird.
The show is a little weird.
I have the disc if you want to watch it.
But
also piracy.
That's true.
So the skull was taken to the British Museum of Natural History and shown off at the Geological...
A reputable institution with no stolen artifacts.
And was shown off at the Geological Society of London on December 18th, 1912. Pretty much universally accepted on the dot. There was some people that did kind of question it, but they mostly went along with it at the time. They thought it was supposed to be roughly 500,000 years old. And they were pretty much just
3,000 years old.
Yeah, a bit different. They believed it mostly
doing some young Earth creationism, but I believe in all the ancient ancestors of man.
So they thought it was the missing link, which is why Missing Link from Monsters vs. Aliens is here.
That's a
even in
game
this, even in this original, this is the original museum gallery here. It says the solution to the problem. It's like, yep, the link between...
It's certainly a solution.
Yeah.
The problem is that humans exist.
The early 1900s was spent a lot looking for, not even just in paleo-anthropology, but paleontology in general. They were looking for the missing link. They thought it had to exist. Now, keep in mind, sometimes it does, something like Archaeopteryx, or even there is one for hominids. Australopithecines are sort of the missing link, but it's always more complicated than that. Like, the missing link was never really a good way of thinking that, but it was what they did at the time.
Additionally, their missing link, how do I say this? They want to fill it in.
Yes.
And they're not like going out and finding...
They're looking for a checkbox they can fill.
There you go.
Yeah.
So they're not just doing more excavation?
No, well,
they're not going.
They did excavate the Piltdown gravel pit a couple more times, and they did find stuff. There was like mammoth bone and stuff in there. It's not really. I didn't write it down. It's not really important for this, but that was allegedly where and how they found the second skull. Which I'm not even sure if that second skull is real, but supposedly they found it.
You think it's in Area 51?
Maybe. The British equivalent of it.
Yeah, no, I guess so.
So this here up top is the paleo-anthropologists looking at the skull, being like, yep, this shit all checks out. This was exactly what we were looking for. This was evidence that, like, to the T, this is the right location, the right age, everything we were looking for to be real. This is it. We were the
too
birthplace.
Good to be true.
It's almost, yeah, it's too good to be true. These two here are some of the original publications in like the newspapers. Like this headline here: "A hard nut to crack for Christmas. Have we really found the missing link at last?" The answer is no.
Best Christmas gift ever.
But yeah, so they this was a big deal at the time, and they believed it was real. It wasn't, but they thought it was real. Dreams. So over the next few decades, we figured out that hey, the shit just don't make no sense here. It's just not lining up.
Why does it just make sense?
It just don't make no sense. It's brokey. That's a real quote from the curator. It's not.
It's a good thing you don't cite your sources, I guess.
Just trust me, you really said that.
My sources, I made it the fuck up.
It came to me in a dream. So this all just started to not make any sense, and as time continued, all the arrows started pointing away from a European origin towards an African one. We started to find more fossils of other hominins, particularly Homo erectus. The discovery of the Peking Man from China, which is this guy up here, was a big deal. Which, I mean, China's very obviously not in Africa, but the Peking Man was a good deal. Or Europe, yeah. But it was a big deal at the time. The Peking Man will be a whole other presentation because they like lost all the fossils in World War II, and they like maybe found some of them again. It's a whole other mess.
Lost as in like they misplaced it, or somebody took them, or they were exploded?
Maybe all of the above. They like put some of it in a box and like buried it because they didn't want the Japanese to get it. It's it's a whole thing. I don't know it all off the top of my head, but it is a whole thing.
Throw it in the column with Spinosaurus.
Yeah, but you do also start finding Homo erectus in Africa as well, and you find a lot more of them. Homo erectus was an incredibly successful species. They were all over the place. They were down in like Indonesia, where they probably turned into Homo floresiensis, which is the Hobbit. Again, a presentation for a different time. But there will be a hominin episode at some point. We'll go through human evolution. But the real kicker, the real important one, was the discovery of Australopithecus africanus, which is this skull up here. This was found in 1924 and described in 1925. This is the Tong child. So it was an infant that we did shortly after find more specimens of it. And at the time, this was strongly criticized by the people who believed in the Piltdown Man. And it was not accepted for a long time more.
And the racists who believed in the Piltdown Man.
Exactly. So this is... Oh, there's a typo on this. Whatever, it's fine. That's supposed to say robust. But
robust. Just remove...
But the Australopithecines are... So what were you saying?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I want to know.
Well, there's no extra S. I would have said take away a few letters. You got some... Can you add an S? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
No.
Are you trying to make it say Bussy Australopithecus?
No! I'm trying to make it say sus! But that's actually better. I like your idea more, Ethan.
I don't like either of them.
Me neither.
It's fine.
So, if there is a missing link, it's Australopithecus and a couple other specimens, at least at the time. We do have a few more basal hominins, which means more closer to the direct ancestor of chimpanzees and humans. There are a couple older than that, like Orion and not Orion, or Auroran or something like that. Not the star. It's like Auroran or something like that. I don't know how to say it. Orrin, I think is how you spell it. And then Sahelanthropus is another one.
Sahelanthropus. I played Metal Gear Solid 5.
Nice.
But we did also find, over the next few years, Homo erectus was finally accepted. This is kind of towards the 40s. We started figuring out that there were more hominins yet. These are Paranthropocines, which are often described as robust Australopithecines. This is Paranthropus robustus, I believe, but there's a few others. Kenyanthropus is another one of these. There's a whole bunch of them.
Was found.
We also found like Ardipithecus. Oh, I have Auroran written down here. It's Orrion. There's no pictures of it here. But yeah, we started finding more and more, and we started to get a better and better chronology of human evolution. And the Neanderthal specimen, based on which we also found more of them, that does line up based on the characters it has. Based on where.
That's great, Connor. What about Piltdown?
We're getting back to that. This is important at the time. That all started. It is topical. We're building context for why the Piltdown Skull Man started to just make less and less sense over time. It's in the wrong place. It is the wrong set of characteristics. So what is it? So let's go ahead up into the late 40s. Then the Piltdown Man skull was starting to come into scrutiny once again. They were just not adding up. So Dr. Kenneth Oakley proposed fluorine tests and conducted them into 1949. This tests the percentage of nitrogen and fluorine in an object, and over time the levels start to change the older something is. It's kind of like carbon dating, but not really. Although they did carbon date it in 1953, which we'll come back to shortly.
Take it up to a nice
as you can see, the notice right below it.
Yeah. But so Dr. Oakley determined that the skull was about 50,000 years old, so tenfold younger than they thought it was going to be. And also different parts of it were different ages. So something's not right here. Then Dr. Joseph Wiener, that's his name, and Wilfred, I think also Dr. Wilfred Legros Clark, which I'm probably mispronouncing, did the carbon dating and DNA testing in 1953 and proved that, this is all different stuff. This is not right.
This is not one specimen.
Something's not lining up your cheek.
Why it wasn't lining up starts to make sense. So it was kind of thrown out about this time, and then as we started to find more and more stuff from Africa, that became accepted because that's where it was. So what was it actually? What actually was the skull composed of? So to get at that reddish color that we have from the bottom here, all of the bones had been stained with iron and chromatic acid. This makes them all look the same and makes them all look old. Painting fossils is kind of reddish brown color, which is kind of something they did at this time. I don't really know why, because fossils aren't usually that color. But that was just kind of what was generally accepted, so they did that. The teeth were from a chimpanzee, and they were filed down to make them look more human. This is only really visible on a microscope, which is what this top photo here is. You can see all the little scratches and stuff. This is not dental wear. Dental wear looks very different. This isn't that. You can even see where the enamel is poking out. Or not the enamel.
Yeah, there's lateral scratches to it.
Yeah, this is not, and this is clearly intentional. They made the teeth look human. Dr. Wiener and what was his name? Dr. Clark? Yes, Dr. Clark. They did. They replicated this on modern chimpanzee teeth, and they were able to get it no problem. So the teeth, or the jaw and the teeth, were determined to be from a modern animal. The jaw, they weren't 100% sure where it was, or I couldn't find a definitive answer of where it's from, but it's from either an orangutan or a chimpanzee.
If the English want to claim themselves as monkeys, that's fine.
This was determined from nitrogen composition. But the bones of the jaw were broken very, very specifically to make it near impossible to identify. They broke it in just the right places to make it hard to tell, even if you were an experienced comparative anatomist. So somebody was clearly intelligent when they were doing this. They determined that the cranium, which is what most of the skull was determined of, at most 50,000 years old, not 50 years old, probably even younger than that. They thought it was maybe from the medieval period. Not really sure where whoever hoaxed this, which we will get back to who did it later. Look, there's skulls all over the place in England. You can just go dig anywhere and you'll probably find one.
Yeah, Europe's old. You could just roll up. Fuck, you could roll over to Paris. Like a whole catacombs of that shit. No one cared about it.
The whole city's built on it.
Yeah, the whole city's built on bones. Fuck, they found King George, like, whatever the fuck, in a parking lot, dude. Like, it's not that hard.
Did they actually?
You just find bones everywhere. Yeah, I'll look that one up on the side here.
Can I add?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Connor?
Sounds familiar. I can't remember the specifics.
Dead king in parking lot. If I get a story about Charles III just fucking dead in, like, a B&Q's, that'd be hilarious.
Watch as he dies like a day before this goes out.
I hope he does. It was Richard III. The exhumation and reburial of Richard III of England. He was found. Yeah. Amazing.
Where was he found?
Let's see. I need to scan. Oh, this isn't even the one I was talking about. This one was like found on purpose. I was talking about the accidental one that was found in construction.
I think both was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to add as well that I think it was.
Oh, there it is.
It
was Richard III.
Ah.
Okay. Found beneath the car park. Amazing.
Very
Just
cool.
hanging out, doing your job, mining.
He was waiting for an Uber.
No, he died in battle and was like buried on the fucking field rather than brought home. I don't know.
Very nice.
What were you gonna say, Ray?
So I don't know exactly what chemical specifically this person was talking about, but I went spelunking, I think 2 or 3 years ago. It might have been 2 years ago.
Sorry, when were you in caves?
I was in caves like a few summers ago. I went cave crawling for like 5 hours, I think. And it was the one in between
Ray's
like Kenmore
begun
and
their
Banff.
mole person arc.
Oh my god, I would go back if I could live in the caves. I would. That would be amazing. Like
subterranean maxing.
I don't know if you guys have ever been in a place where like there is no light at all possible to get into it, but in the dark there is we crawled in the dark, pure darkness for I don't know how long, and I was like, I think I might die. I think this is where I'm going to die.
A little bit of claustrophobia.
A little bit. Some of the places we were actually like in between 2 mountains at one point as well, which I was like, don't think about that too hard. But then you got to propel down one of the walls of the mountain, and then anyways, the guide that we had, I think her name was Tiffany. I don't know if you're gonna bleep that or not, but I don't know her personally. But
I'll probably bleep it, but
okay,
doesn't really matter.
I don't know why.
This guide we had.
Free shout out for Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany, you're a real one.
It was a good time.
We don't know who this person is. So.
Girl, like she was the best. She was so fucking awesome. I think she did EAS science or environmental, at U of A. But then she.
Was it called Grotto Mountain Cave Tours?
It might have been, yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna try and find her?
No, I'm not trying to find Tiffany. I'm trying to find the caving because I want to.
Okay.
There's no force on earth that could ever get me into there.
No, he likes staying at y = 64.
On a mountain is.
I don't go underground and I don't go up.
We went up like 4 months ago.
But that's like solid ground. I'm talking like ledges.
I'm still standing on things, right? As long as I am on the surface.
And I did not go close to the edge.
Have you not been on a plane before?
I fucking hate it.
But
Planes suck, dude. No, planes genuinely do suck.
That's no.
But not for the reasons of like height sucks. No, planes suck just because they suck.
I think it was an ex of mine that got me into the habit of like touching the outside of the plane, or else I'd have bad luck. And now I'm just afraid not to, even though I've done it the majority of my life.
Happens to the best of us.
It does. It really does. Anyways, the cave tour, she was telling us about, I don't remember what chemical. I want to say it was magnesium. I don't think it was magnesium. But she said when she dies, she wants to be buried in like a certain chemical, so her bones turn into a different color. And it was like turning green, so I don't know if it definitely wasn't
it's
iron.
not magnesium. I don't know.
I can't
remember.
remember.
What chemical does the green?
Does stain it. It might. I don't think copper. I mean, yes, copper turns green, but it doesn't.
It doesn't turn.
I don't know
bones.
if that can get into your bones. I'm not sure specifically. You can turn bones different colors. Black Beauty at the Royal Tyrrell is black because of manganese. I added like four.
Manganese.
I added like 4 extra syllables to that, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Manganese.
Indeed, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I thought that was very, very nice. It reminded me when you said the acid staining. I kind of didn't realize like what the actual process was. So I thought sometimes bones just got a little suntanned, you know?
Yeah, he's got a little crispy.
Let your bones out. Get a nice tan this
Let
summer.
them free. Aerate your bones.
Skin. Ethan mentioned skin last time, I think. Just remove your skin.
Take it off.
Take it off.
Take your skin off. You feel a lot better without your skin.
Oh, the McQueen AI thing. Never mind. It all just came back to me. I was like, where is that from again? You mentioned it last time, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah.
Isn't that video somewhere in this Discord?
It's somewhere.
I don't think I watched it. I was kind of afraid to.
Fair.
Yeah, I will go back and watch it, though. Now that
I watch that daily.
It's a gospel.
All right, let's get back to it here.
Next slide, please.
All right, so who actually did it? So we don't actually definitively know. There are a few different possible people, though, and possibly multiple people working together. Those include Charles Dawson, aforementioned, Arthur Smith Woodward, Martin Hinton, Pierre Teilhard Desjardins, and Arthur Conan Doyle.
I recognize one of those names.
Yeah, that's who you're thinking of. Trust me.
It's the guy.
The guy. We'll come back to him in a bit. It's
the guy that the dog on the right is referencing.
Yes. Audio listeners, it's a picture of a dog dressed up like Sherlock Holmes.
It's a bloodhound, yeah.
It's like a cartoon dog. It's not a real dog, unfortunately.
There are a few other possible candidates that I'm not going to talk about because I really couldn't find a lot of information on them. But they were possibly thrown out. I just picked the 4 or the 5 that were the most interesting and the most likely. So the most likely is Charles Dawson, who's the guy who found it. It's probably him. No questions asked. He's the guy who found it, the guy who brought it to the museum, and he was known as an amateur paleontologist and a fossil hunter. And he didn't actually have a doctorate or anything like that. He had no formal training, but a find like this would sure give him credit. This would probably get him accepted into the Royal Geological Society, which it did. But yeah, so he really wanted the credit like his entire life. And he had a huge history of forgeries and plagiarisms. At least 38 accounts of them. I don't know why they took this guy serious at all. So I couldn't find a lot of evidence on a lot of these, but or like pictures of really most of them. But I did write a couple of them down here. Supposedly, he faked some Roman artifacts out of cast iron, which is not a thing they could have made. He made some statues or something. I didn't write down specifically what they were, and I couldn't find any pictures, but he wrote them. He brought it to the Archaeological Society. He's like, look what I found. The Romans had cast iron. And they're like, no, they didn't. You're an idiot. Reportedly, he saw a sea serpent at some point. I don't know what he saw, but
probably Loch Ness. I don't know.
Yeah. He supposedly found a petrified toad encased in a flint nodule, which is what this picture is here. This is the only one I could find pictures of. So, yeah, this is almost guaranteed fake. It's just a little toad, like a little mummified toad in a rock of flint. This is not a thing. This is faked.
That's not how
That's not how it works. This isn't. Yeah, this is not real. Supposedly as well, he reportedly experimented with phosphorescent bullets as a hindrance to Zeppelin attacks on London during the First World War. I don't know how the fuck that would have worked. He never finished it. He died in World War I think. I forgot to write down when he died, but yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Phosphorescent bullets are, I believe, what we would call tracer rounds. So when you use phosphorescence, you want to make the thing glow, right? So in the modern day phosphorescent, I don't think they actually use phosphorescent, like phosphor or anything. I don't know what they use, but if you want to know where you're shooting and it's dark, you can't see the bullet, it's going too fast. So what you do is you put a little bit of glowy shit on the back of the bullet when you load it. That'll get ignited when you ignite the gunpowder, and it'll fly out, and you can see that bullet flying out because it's got glowy shit on the back that goes zoom. So that's when you see footage of like a bunch of bullets flying in a line, what you're seeing is those tracer rounds.
So that actually exists.
If you I don't know what technology they actually use to do tracer rounds.
No idea.
Unless I click here on the Wikipedia page for tracer ammunition, but if he was doing that, yeah, that'd be good. If you got a Zeppelin attack at night, you can actually see where your bullets are going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so maybe that was
idea.
Real.
It's not. He never finished it, but cool. It's not like a inherently terrible idea. But like, why is this guy doing it?
Mr. Dinosaur Bones over here.
Yeah, guy who faked 38 things. He also plagiarized a bunch of people's work at some point.
That's the worst of it all. I would be pretty pissed if I was a coworker.
No, I respect that.
I found the paragraph that tells me the tracer round has the ability to ignite the hydrogen in the airship.
Oh, that's actually a really good hindrance against Zeppelins. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody'd seen the Hindenburg disaster yet, so actually it was fine to keep sending these things over and crashing them in fields in Britain.
They'll be fine.
There's like stories of like entire Zeppelins falling down, but like they were so slow and at falling that they would just kind of bump into the field, and then a little while later you would just have a guy in a village watch as an entire like Zeppelin crew marched past his house to go surrender. It's like a thing that happens.
It's crazy that Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was so popular. They actually made Zeppelins real. And Nazis.
No ticket.
No ticket.
No. Get out of here.
Love that movie. So good. Some other possible suspects were Arthur Smith Woodward and Martin Hinton. I couldn't find a picture of Martin Hinton, so I put a picture of Martin Sheen. That's
close enough.
That's not him, for the record. I just needed to put something. Not Martin Sheen. Martin Short, not Martin Sheen.
Wait, was he? I think
the other
he was
one.
Jack Frost in the Santa Claus.
Yes, he was. That's his own. His most noticeable role.
Damn.
Or notable. That
most
terrible
noticeable
movie.
Indeed. No, shut up! It is not.
Santa
Claus trilogy is fucking fantastic.
It's great, but they're weird and they're not very good. I like the first.
Weird,
I like the first one. 2 and 3
the first
are not
one's
great.
the best. After they took out one of the elves, the kind of like the cranky teenager elf. Once they took him out,
the guy from Numbers. Jacob Numbers.
I think he's in jail.
He's in Oppenheimer too. He's not in jail.
Oh. I might be thinking of a different actor.
Bernard is the actor, or is the character in.
Bernard. That's what I'm.
I don't remember the actor's name. Johnny Numbers. He's also in 10 Things I Hate About You. That's a good movie, actually.
Oh. I don't think
So anyway, this is way off topic. We're just extending time now because it didn't take me as long as I thought it would. So I got to stretch this out at least half an hour more.
You really don't.
No, we might. It'll come out to about an hour. I think a little bit more than that. Regardless,
I do have another presentation that's like really short as well. But I agree with Ethan. I think you'll be fine.
We should be fine. So this here up at the top is Arthur Smith Woodward, who he was a paleontologist and was regarded as an expert on fish, like a world-renowned expert. So he is the guy that described the skull as Eoanthropus dawsoni. He wrote the original paper and all that. He's not the guy who found it, but he is the guy who described it. He would have had the knowledge on how to make it look real, but from what I could find, people generally don't think it was him. They think he was innocent, and then Dawson or somebody else was trying to ruin his reputation. I don't know why, but
he seems like such a chill guy.
The most information I could find on him was that he was involved with this Piltdown case. So I don't really... Maybe he was a prick. I honestly don't know. But
he's just a fish guy, man.
I was gonna say.
I just want to study fish, for God's sake.
But it probably wasn't him. The second guy here is Martin Hinton, who worked at the Natural History Museum. At the time, he wasn't like a huge big deal, but he did work there. He worked on mammals, mostly rodents, but he would have had access to bones, which is where he probably could have gotten the chimpanzee teeth and the orangutan jaw. He generally wasn't really considered until a trunk belonging to him was found in storage. So at the time he was dead by the time they found it, but I should have written down dates for some of this, but I don't know, you can figure it out, dear listener.
Isn't it just a little space?
I did,
Suck it up,
but after he died, or he had been promoted before he died, and was like a bigger deal. He was like the head of mammalogy, or something like that. And a trunk of his was found. So it was found in storage, and it contained bones and teeth that were carved and filed down, and they were stained very similarly to the original skull. Like, almost identical. So these could have been practice bones, and that he just put in storage and just never threw them away. So he is very likely.
This whole thing to me is like a Phoenix Wright case. I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. So, I was going to say, like, if arresting a dead man sounds very Ace Attorney.
I mean, they're not going to arrest him for this.
I mean, I would.
He didn't break any crimes.
They can arrest a
break any crimes.
Arrest a dead guy.
Can I put "break any crimes" on a T-shirt?
Sure.
Break crimes.
Break crime.
But yeah.
Well,
so
more merch for the hypothetical store, I guess.
Likely. Tell your friends about the show. Get more subscribers, and we'll make merch. Give me money.
This is why you should be in charge of the Patreon.
So, if we get Patreon money, I'm blowing it immediately.
I was gonna say you're probably gonna use it on Lego or Bionicles.
Oh yeah, right.
Both.
No, we can't let them have access to that bank account.
Dude, I could get myself a pearl gold Kraken. That thing's $1,000. I want it. So
I
don't think we'll ever get that much money, but I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Somebody at the used Lego store, somebody offered one. They were selling it. They're like, I was buying some Bionicle stuff. It's like, dude, did you see that we had this? And I'm like, no, get it away from me. I'll buy it. I don't have $1,000.
Is that how much they were selling it for?
It cost $1,000.
Oh man.
It was like a weird misprint. Well, not a misprint. This is off topic, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. I actually looked this morning. I sent a link to a video on it into one of our other Discords. But I knew what it was before, though. There was a set that went into production, and about 90% of the way through production, they changed the color of gold. So it went from flat gold to pearl gold. So there's a few of them got released in the new gold color as opposed to the old gold color. And the new one is really rare, so it's really expensive. It's the most expensive normal retailer released mask. One of probably the most expensive piece of Lego that was in a standard retail release.
I was just about to ask, is it the most expensive piece of Lego?
Probably up there. I mean, the most expensive piece of Lego is the solid platinum Evoke, but there's only one of those.
Like actually?
It was made in promotion for the movie, the first one, The Mask of Light.
Uh-huh.
And there's only one. There's like a contest you had to do it. I don't know. We know where it is. I don't know personally where it is, but like the guy, like its location is known. Okay. I'd sacrifice either of you for that, even just to touch it.
We'll do. That's a good podcast episode idea. You detail to us your plans to steal the Mask of Light.
Please do.
I don't even have the golden version of that. I only have the silver version. The
No, like the super expensive.
Yeah, but like the normal version, I don't even have like the one that it canonically is, the gold one.
Then you'll steal that on the way.
I want
What's
it.
the problem?
I need
Side quests, baby.
I really want it. There was a Bionicle presentation coming at some point. We're gonna go through every set.
Every single one.
You guys are gonna love it.
I'm gonna shoot myself.
I'm gonna have a great time. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait for that episode. You got a while though.
Anyways.
To prepare, to set yourself up.
Just brace yourselves. You're going to hear a lot of words that aren't going to make any sense to you. All right, so a couple other possible suspects.
The only Europeans I respect are the Danish. I hope that's out of context.
I will make sure it's out of context. We took a couple minutes breaks. So, I'm not, yeah.
It's for posterity reasons.
Yes.
Or Lego reasons.
So in the top right here is Pierre Teilhard, I don't know how to say his name, Desjardins. He was a French Jesuit priest and paleontologist, and he had a very Darwinian outlook, which I think is fun. He was involved in the Peking Man excavation, so he was just there. He just helped them dig it up. I don't know why. He was just there.
One of those people that just sort of shows up.
Yeah.
Kind of like a manager at a construction site. They just kind of stand there. They don't actually do any work.
Mm-hmm. He was also a part of the dig team at Piltdown. Like when they went back to excavate it and look for more stuff, he just helped. He was also renowned as like a prankster. Maybe he just thought it was funny to fake a skull if he was involved to this.
He's like, this would be super funny.
Yeah. Which I respect.
Sure, man. Sounds hilarious.
Yeah. He also traveled around a lot, especially in Africa and kind of Central Asia, where he could have theoretically gotten the specimens needed to make the fake skull, like the chimpanzee teeth and the orangutan jaw. So it's possibly he's involved. The other guy is Arthur Conan Doyle. Arthur Conan Doyle.
Tripped over your own
feet. Arthur Conan Doyle, the guy who invented Sherlock Holmes.
That's right.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
So he didn't like the scientific establishment very much because they like debunked a psychic he liked hanging out with, and they made fun of his.
Victorian England was very much just like, I got my buddy who's a psychic who lives off of scams, and my other buddy who's a fake paleontologist who lives off of scams, and me who's a guy who write books and stories that nobody likes except for the one that I don't like writing.
Yeah. But they also...
Did he not enjoy writing?
He especially... Sure. I don't know. It made him a lot of money.
From what I understand, he didn't really enjoy writing the Sherlock Holmes stories.
Interesting.
But they did make him a lot of money and fame.
Yeah, he got very rich off them.
Fat bucks.
They were the Marvel movies of their time.
They really were.
Yeah.
I would believe that, yeah.
Hounds of Baskerville goes hard.
I liked when he went into his mind palace. I've never seen Sherlock. I just think the words mind palace is funny.
I think I've seen glimpses of the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock.
Oh, those ones are good. I like those ones.
Yeah, I've heard good things about those ones.
One of the Robert Downey Jr. ones, I've seen almost all of the BBC one with Bendy Dick cunt flaps, and
I've seen the first episode, and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
And then I read through. I have the books. Actually, where the fuck are my books? They're in my.
An ex back in high school made us matching Watson and Sherlock bracelets because they were a huge not Doctor Who, sorry, Sherlock Holmes fan.
It was a huge gay ship at the time, yeah.
And also, Sherlock Holmes is the infamous character in Ace Attorney Chronicles, which were Japan exclusive for almost the entirety of its release, which I think was 6 or 5 years.
I have that game on Steam, and I pointed that out to you when we were looking at it.
Yeah, and I think we discussed this as well. So because of copyright reasons, they couldn't actually, because his name is Sherlock Holmes in the Japanese version, but in the English version or any other version, it can't be that. So he's Sherlock Holmes, which is...
How? Isn't Sherlock Holmes out of copyright?
I don't know.
That's why there's so many different versions of him?
I don't think so.
Hey, fun fact, actually, and Steamboat Willie drops into the public domain next year.
Ooh, I think Batman does too, actually.
Batman?
Like the original, it might be a few more years, but like the original 30s version comes out of copyright. Might be a few more years, actually.
Oh.
You're mine now.
I learned that copyright could, like, expire just by the Winnie the Pooh movies that came out.
Dude,
yeah.
Copyright fucking sucks. I hate copyright. Copyright is very
Connor
important.
It's his biggest enemy.
Well, that's the thing. Copyright is very important to getting artists the money that they deserve for the things that they create from their mind palaces, as mentioned, right? But when you have copyright on an item for 115 fucking years or sometimes longer, like Steamboat Willie came out in the 30s and it's just coming out now because the copyright on that lasts for 90 years. Walt Disney is dead and also an anti-Semite, a real one, and so
and his head
you
is
don't need to
somewhere.
respect him. And his head is frozen somewhere. We're gonna but
it's in the basement.
It's in the
somewhere.
Epcot ball.
You say the Epcot ball. When you said Epcot ball, I had a vision of the Sphere in Vegas, not the Epcot. But yeah,
they kind of look the same, I guess. I don't really know what the Vegas one looks like entirely.
It's a big screen.
It's a big spherical screen. They put an eye.
Basically
the
same thing.
Remember the Neversoft logo that had like the eye on a spike?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. They had that shit on there.
Copyright. Disney paid a lot of money to extend copyright laws.
They really did.
And
that's why simple little fairy tales like Sleeping Beauty or Cinderella or
Snow White,
other shit like that, or The Little Mermaid, most like a lot of things from like Brothers Grimm that we have to say it's like, oh, but the original, it's because they spent a lot of money in the American legal system to just get copyright extended beyond anything that is reasonable.
And the Brothers Grimm technically weren't the ones that wrote the stories. They gathered stories, is what they did. They traveled.
That too, right? Which then you make a version of that story and you're like, oh, actually, I own this. Copyright is far too overextended. It should be limited. Anyway, Arthur Conan Doyle.
I found out that one of my Christmas videos, I think it's the third one. It's the one. What was that movie called? The one with Danny DeVito and Ferris Bueller.
Oh my god!
Ferris
that
Bueller's
movie.
Day Off.
You can't watch that video. It's been in copyright hell for God knows how long.
Always Sunny and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
I think isn't it like a Christmas miracle?
It's like Deck the Halls or something like that. It's a shit
movie.
I
think you're right.
I don't think that video was good from what I remember because I made it like, I don't know, 6 years ago. But you just can't watch that video. It's just gone.
That's so sad.
I don't even know how long it's been gone. It was out at one point. But yeah, it's just down. So if anybody goes to my YouTube channel and is trying to watch the Christmas specials, which don't do that. Watch the most recent, like 2 or 3. You can stop there. The originals.
Don't get too deep in
the original ones are not good. Yeah, if you wonder why, I think it's the third one. If you wonder why that's missing, that's why. I'm not putting it back. I'm not fighting with copyright to put a video that's like 6 years old back out.
He caved.
I didn't even notice it was gone. So.
Don't you get a reminder every time they copyright strike you? Though?
I must have missed it. I have no idea how long ago that got.
You're probably busy with all the other copyrights you were getting.
Maybe. I've been a little better at fighting that recently, at getting around it.
I was like, you haven't been stricken in a while, which I'm quite impressed of.
If you look at the most recent Christmas special, by the time this comes out, it won't be the most recent one. But the one I did last year on Mickey Mouse's Twice Upon a Christmas, I had to do some egregious things to that footage to make that go out.
What did you do, sorry?
I had to fuck that footage up. It's like reversed, inverted colors sometimes. I put a filter over it.
Speaking of avoiding copyright, new Lemon video just dropped. I noticed that earlier.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Lemon is?
It doesn't sound familiar.
I don't either.
Wait, is that the guy who copied a video from somebody else? Or is that somebody else? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the original or the guy calling him out.
There's
an
hour
you know
long.
who Lemon is.
Probably.
You can cut this out if you want, but there was like an hour-long dream video explaining his thing, and I was like, I want to watch somebody do a breakdown of it because I'm not watching that whole thing.
I saw that in my recommended, and I'm like, nah, I'm not watching that.
I'm not watching that.
I'll watch Gumball yell at him and call him slurs again. It's just really funny.
Much preferred. It's quite good. I much prefer that, yeah. It's like, oh no. It's like, no, man.
It's really funny.
It's really good. He's like, oh, the kid called me a slur. It's like, you're a groomer. Moving on.
Yeah, let's get back to Arthur Conan Doyle. So, yeah, he didn't like them because they debunked a psychic, and also they made fun of his book, The Lost World, because it was inaccurate. I've never read this book.
Wait, he wrote The Lost World, too?
Not Jurassic Park, The Lost World.
No, not Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Like, hold on, this had a movie that I saw, and it may have had Dwayne The Rock Johnson in it.
No, that's Journey to the Center of the Earth. Bob Hoskins was in one of the Lost World versions. I believe there are three different... I've seen this movie. There are 3 different love triangles. One of them is with an ape and a human being.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure you've seen that movie too, Ethan. I'm pretty sure we watched it together. I don't remember where we were, but...
Is this like... Was it a fictitious story?
Yeah, it's about like
was that the irony of it?
Yeah, like it's... I've never read the book.
Not real.
I have seen one. I saw the movie with Bob Hoskins. It was bad. I'll do a video on it one day. But anyways,
I can't wait.
So Arthur Conan Doyle... Sorry.
5 direct-to-video release films based on this novel.
Incredible.
Oh my gosh.
And 2 theatrical ones. Amazing.
So
I watched the theatrical ones.
Anyways, Arthur Conan Doyle obviously liked mysteries, and he probably just thought this was funny. And he probably had the resources and the knowledge to be able to fake something like this. And also, he was friends with Dawson, and he lived nearby where the fossil was found. They used to like go golfing together or something. So he did. He would go with Charles Dawson. He would go golfing with him. There's no actual real evidence for him being involved, but it is very funny to think about that he could have faked this. Look, it's probably not him. It's almost guaranteed he didn't do this, but it is funny. So,
yeah, you got it. It's one of those things that you kind of got to name drop a popular guy, so you can put Arthur Conan Doyle faked a fossil.
Exactly.
Anything
done before like 1950 had to have been done by a famous person. It couldn't have just been some guy who was lost to history. It's impossible. Could never. It's like any Jack the Ripper cases that get looked at. It always has to be some like famous dude. It can't just be some lunatic. It's
the most likely answer being some lunatic. No, that's impossible. It's just too easy.
Had to be someone famous.
Exactly.
Okay, well I think this is the last slide. So, what is its legacy? So the issues at this point are pretty much resolved. It's been like 70 years since we figured out exactly how and why it was faked. They did more analyses on it in like 2016 that I didn't really bother talking about. They're just like extra confirming that like, yep, definitely fake. We didn't miss something. No, go back. I hit a button on my keyboard. But for a while, yeah, it really screwed a lot of stuff up. A lot of really important finds went ignored because scientists just really wanted to believe in the Piltdown Man. But eventually, evidence built up, as we talked about, and you just couldn't ignore it anymore. It eventually it gets it's not real. I kind of lost that sentence halfway through saying it. But,
not real.
Yeah,
it's not real. It's not real.
Not real.
But the most interesting thing about this is it's just kind of funny, and 2, like it shows how bias and racism and nationalism can really affect science. Like sometimes people have ulterior motives. They want recognition, so they do a lot of things, or they'll focus on things like ignore other finds just because they want the recognition. This isn't even the only case of something like this happening, especially in regards to paleo-anthropology. or anthropology in general. It happens a lot with anthropology. Like I mentioned earlier, Zimbabwe. Look up the Kennewick Man case, where they found a dude in, I think it was Washington, where he was way older than they thought it would be, and it was an indigenous dude. And then archaeologists dug him up, and then I don't remember what group it was, but the indigenous people were like, "Hey, can you put that back?" Like, nah, he's European. Look at him. We drew a mask on, or like we like modeled his face, and he looks like Patrick Stewart. It you can't. I'm not making that up.
I think I know
just
this
Google
one, yeah.
pictures of the Kennewick Man. He looks like Patrick Stewart. You can't do that, by the way. That is just a fake science. You can't reconstruct a face based on a skull very well. At least not to the degree they were showing. They're like, yeah, it couldn't have been indigenous. White people were here first. I think they described him as a Caucasoid. I don't even know what that means. But
fantastic word that I will be now using to describe white people.
But yeah, obviously that was fake. But there are other examples of this. The Kennewick Man.
Kennewick, thank you.
He just looks like Patrick Stewart.
He does. Okay, yeah. There was a whole documentary I watched on this. I believe it's Maori rooted.
The word or the man?
No, like the indigenous people that the like bones were belonged to.
It was in Washington. I don't think so.
Man,
I'm thinking of a different one.
Dude, you're talking about the Kennewick Man, and we're probably thinking, oh yeah, this is like the early No, this was in the 90s.
Yeah, it was not. It was not a long time ago.
Racism, alive and well, folks.
Yeah. It's
there was the case I'm thinking of is this one in the like the big museum in England or something like that, and they had bones that like they're like we don't know what this is, and then the Maori people are like this is clearly from our culture, can we have it back? And then they're like, but we found it.
No,
and
I don't want to.
You're like but they're our bones, like it was bickering mostly from England, and then the Maori people are like, all right, well we'll make the initiative, and then some people on the inside who were curators at the museum were also like, yeah, this is fucked up, let's give it back. And so they actually got it back and they had a proper burial and like ceremony for it. It was really cool. And the guy that gave back the bones, like had helped the bring the bones back, he got a tattoo for his family on his chest. I remember that's how the documentary ended, and I was like, that's the coolest shit. That like I would explode if I ever like got that kind of honor, because it's really nice. It's really cool.
Did you read from the Wikipedia page, Connor, talking about the Kennewick Man, or did you just have that in the back of your brain?
I knew what it was before.
Okay, well, I found on the Wikipedia page the sentence observers said that the Kennewick Man resembled British actor Patrick Stewart.
Oh, it doesn't really say
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
That's on the Wikipedia?
That's on the Wikipedia.
I gotta look this up. Hang on.
God. See, this is why Wikipedia is not credited as a good source, but damn it if it's not a funny one, I guess.
I'm just thinking right now, man, it'd be really fucked up if they ended like the next generation with Patrick Stewart being lost in time in North America.
Yeah, it does say he looks like Patrick Stewart.
It does.
Like he does. If you look up pictures of him, yeah, he just looks like that. Like that's not what he really would have looked like in real life. But
I think I was looking at maybe a modern depiction of the Kennewick Man. No, this one from the Seattle Times, that looks like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, no, if you look at him, the ones with the beard are more modern, I think. But yeah, the ones without a beard, that's just Patrick Stewart.
That's Patrick Stewart. They stole that from a wax museum.
Yeah. But
not only did they steal a corpse, they stopped by the Ripley's Believe It or Not in Seattle or something.
Yeah. Shit, we forgot to do our homework. We have to it's like, quick, go to the museum or something. Go grab a...
He did not look like... I probably will do a small presentation on this at some point. We might do a all small presentations episode. But he did not look like this.
Oh, man. What did you... Yeah, never mind.
Sorry?
For Westinghouse air brake systems into the all small episodes.
Like the first episode.
That's what I was going to ask.
We might do it like that, where we do each do a half-hour presentation. Like the very first episode.
Mm-hmm. I'd be down.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
But yeah, cool. The skull now, it's somewhere in storage in the Natural History Museum. They did make a display on it at some point, which is where a lot of these pictures come from. Both of these pictures here are from that display, where they're like, yeah, this is fake. But yeah, it's just an interesting story. We still don't actually know who did it, but it was probably Charles Dawson. But yeah, that's it.
I have 38 or whatever you said counts of plagiarism and falsified.
Almost guaranteed it was him.
May or may not have done a funny here.
Whether he had help is unknown. I would not rule out that he had help. The guy with the chest full of stuff, Martin Short, he probably was involved. But we don't know that for sure. There, like I said earlier, there was a couple other people, but I couldn't really find enough information on them to really bother talking about it. They floated out. It was just like friends of Dawson that yeah, he maybe did it, but there was no real good evidence one way or another.
Yeah, I mean,
just like a guy's night. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Back then with your boys, you're fucking ride or die all the time. So it's like, hey man, you want me to falsify some scientific evidence? It's like, fuck yeah, bud. You got any beers for me? I'll do it for free.
So what this was all leading
how it was.
This was all leading up to me actually asking you guys if you wanted to go fake something scientifically.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys want to go do that?
I'm fine with that.
I don't know what.
I'm
not
going to that
You
field.
and me will drive out. We don't even need to go far. Fuck it. We'll just go to
We should go an hour. Not even.
We'll go to your backyard, dig a 6-foot pit, and say we found a Jurassic animal.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Damn, you didn't even hit the rock layer. This is just in the soil.
You didn't even hit that bedrock. You're still in
I don't know why we didn't
sediments.
notice it.
I can't believe there was a fucking, I don't even know, a Stegosaurus living in 2 million years ago when the glaciers came. That's crazy.
It's insane.
Glaciers.
Crazy. But yeah, that about.
I'm gonna stain all the bones with my piss. It'll really get
Just drink a lot of chromatic acid before you'll be fine.
Drink a shit ton of Mountain Dew. What's the really yellow one? A power one something.
Piss flavor. I don't know. I don't drink Mountain Dew.
The piss flavor Mountain Dew. There's a really frothy, opaque yellow Mountain Dew.
Get Liam on to do a Mountain Dew episode.
Mountain Dew Munch Boys.
Actually, no.
Oh my
there
God.
you go. Yep.
Do a Munch Boys.
I do have an idea for the next Munch Boys. I'll tell you about it later, but it's
top secret trademark.
You'll
never know.
It's also going to be a while before we do it, so I don't want anybody stealing my idea. So it's
Keith from Eat the Menu is rubbing his hands, waiting patiently. He's like, oh.
It probably won't kill us this time, though. So.
That's
yeah, you say that, and yet still we will be in pain.
How many 2-parters do you have?
There's 2 or 3. I think it's just 2. I think the MREs and the burger one are the only
MREs,
2 parts.
Yeah. And then what
Go
was
watch
the
Munch
last?
Boys.
Was it?
Dear listener.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole episode.
That one was my favorite.
That's all I have to say about the Piltdown Man. Thank you all for listening. Thank you too for listening to me talk about this.
That was great.
Anytime.
It's just
a
very.
One. We need more presentations that end with a little mystery.
Yeah.
Gonna become a true crime podcast by the end of this.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Next episode will be Ethan presenting. I don't know what you're talking about, but
that's top secret.
I will not. You've mentioned it to me, but I don't know if you were actually going to go.
It's changed. Actually,
it has changed. Okay.
Shit.
Then I definitely don't know what it is.
Yeah, I won't know either. Then. Well, I won't be for a while though, so
no,
I'll be in
we're
anticipation
not recording
for
3
weeks.
weeks. Yeah, But yeah, let's end the episode. Subscribe. Tell your friend about the show.
Your singular friend, not multiple. Just
tell
pick
everyone.
One and tell them.
Everyone you know about the show. Tell them about it so we get more listeners, and then subscribe.
And then have them subscribe, and then make 30 more accounts that I'll bot and then subscribe.
It's like a pyramid scheme.
I've
down
followed
subscribers.
and subscribed on all accounts that I possibly have.
Me too.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends to tell their friends.
Yeah.
Who definitely won't be the same friends because you have less friends than they do. Isn't that like a thing? Never mind. We should stop the recording before we go off on another tangent.
Are you gonna start making people insecure about their friendships?
No, that was something else. I'm gonna stop my recording.
What are you talking about?
I'm not gonna add it. Just stop the recording.
All right, thanks for listening. Subscribe. Follow us on social media. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Goodbye.